Okay, the stocks window. Now first of all, we have two different stock windows. One of them is stock signatures. That's a little more sophisticated than what I'm going to show you here. That's also covered in a different video. What we're going to cover here is the basic stocks window. When I open it, you get the stock list. This shows every stock in our database, and our database consists of about 2,000 stocks. Why 2,000, you might wonder? Because there's more than that in the stock market. What we do is we weed out all the illiquid stocks. Like, you'd be surprised how many stocks in the market that trade for only a few hundred shares per day. All those are eliminated, plus we eliminate anything that's too cheap, and that ends up with about 2,000 stocks. Now, as in any of our windows, you can click on the column and it sorts by that column. Click once, it sorts ascendingly, and you click again and it sorts descendingly. I'll go over the columns real quick and what they do. Symbol, which I just sorted, is obvious. That's the stock symbol. Industry is the sector or industry group that stock belongs to. SV rating is probably the most useful column. This is a rating that the system assigns to the stock. This rating is based on an algorithm used in an old product of ours called Stock Vision. Now, don't take the rating to the bank. They're not necessarily buy signals, but they give a good indication as to how good of a trading pick the stock is. Anything in the high 20s or 30s is probably a good number. The top one here happens to be plus 31. It's based on about 7 key indicators, and its most usefulness is to weed out the bad ones. In other words, to narrow the field. So the idea to use SV rating is to sort with the top rating on the top and then walk down the list and see if there's anything that jumps out. Percent gain is the gain that the stock currently has since its previous close. Now, and by the way, all this data is in real time, changes while the market's open. Right now the market's closed. Last is the last traded price of the stock. That'll also fluctuate as the market moves. Volume is how many shares it's traded so far in today's session. Volume change is actually very useful. That tells you how much volume is above or below the stock's normal. So for example, if the stock normally trades 500,000 shares per day, if it's on par to trade 500,000, that volume change is going to be 0. So it's been 0% volume change either up or down. If it's trading above 500,000, then that'll be a positive number. Below 500,000 will be a negative number. So if we go to the top volume change stock, this one here has an 880% volume change. Okay, now, and by the way, you can customize these columns, and I'm going to show you that in a different video. Right now, let's just show you how you would use this thing. Typically, you might want to sort by SV rating. Let's go to the top rating. And notice that every time you click on a stock, the below here shows the stock chart. I'm showing a daily chart there. One of the most powerful usages of this window is to start at the top using the arrow key on the keyboard. You just page down. This is how I do it. You just look at the stocks one by one in the chart. If you like something, you might take a closer look. I'll cover charts also in a different video. But if you click on the chart once, it opens up into the full-blown chart, which again will be covered in a different video. If you want to see any news on the stock, you select it by clicking it once, and you click the news button. And there's all the current news stories for that stock. Now, if you want to trade it in the trade simulator, you'd click on the one you want and then click paper trade, and there's your trading simulator, and it fills in the symbol for you. Alright? Now, I'm going to cover these other features in a different video.